Yo, what's good, everyone? Today is Monday, the 29th of September, and it was a rough day, but I ended up green. So I'm up $751. I use it, can't talk. As you guys can see in the top left, this is across 5 accounts with my funded futures. These are fresh accounts, fresh 50Ks. So yeah, let's get into the trades. So I took three trades total, right? Two were break even and one win. Let's go over the first trade. So coming on, let's remove these. Hop on the floor. So today's Monday. Coming on, every Monday, every week, right? What I do is I look and identify if we have any any weekly gap. So I'm looking for a gap up or a gap down. As you can see here, Friday, Sunday, no gap. So there's no gap to fill, right? Next, I hop on a 4 hour and see, are we disrespecting any bullish PD arrays or bearish PD arrays, which can be order blocks or fair value gap. So if I look, okay, so if I look left, right, came on around, where is it? Came on around 8:30, so in this candle. If I look left from this candle, I see that we are disrespecting this gap right here. Inversed it with this candle, and inverse this gap as well, right? So that is that's what I use to determine my bias. If we're disrespecting a fair value gap and respecting it into the other direction, meaning, okay, so we're disrespecting this bearish gap, and as you can see here, we're respecting this bullish gap. So that's how I determine my bias for the day usually. So as you know, crazy move overnight into the New York AM. So my bias is bullish, right? So after I mark out the highs on the 4 hour, which were the highs and the lows, which are here, and I want to say here, and the next high was up here. So I mark out the highs and the lows that I want to target, right? After that, I hop onto the hourly chart, and I look if there are any gaps, any fair value gaps. So the first one I noticed was this bullish gap right here that we had been respecting, formed on this 4 o'clock candle. We had been respecting it, right? So me being bullish, coming in here, I would we might have been like up here we were around this area when I hopped on, right? Really close to these highs. So what I wanted to see was either a sweep of this high, come back down, test this 1 hour gap, and then get a continuation to the next 4 hour high, or we come all the way down with 9:30 volume, take this 4 hour low, which was London low, I believe, and then get a move back up. So that's what I was looking for coming on. After the hourly, I usually go on the 15-minute, see if there are any gaps there. Okay, so 30. There were no gaps on the 15-minute. Now just jump down straight to the 1 minute. Sometimes I check the 5 minutes, see if there's any gaps. I don't believe there were any gaps when I came on at 8:30. Yeah, nothing significant anyway. So what my job was after seeing that was to wait for either, so let me look for 8:30. Where's 8:30? So boom. So when I came on, price was right here, right? My job was to either, like I said, wait for the high, this 4 hour high to be taken, which I wasn't looking for this high to be taken to take any shorts, right? Which played out nicely. This was actually an hourly high that got swept, and you see here we had the this inversion, and this was a decent short at open, really close to open. So I don't think I would have taken this anyway, but I wasn't looking for shorts, right? My bias was bullish, and although I might win, I noticed that from backtesting, I noticed that long term, if I want to go against my bias, they're usually L's, right? The win rate when I go against the bias is low. So yeah, I'm waiting to see this high get taken, and then come back down to this 1 hour and respect it, and then I would take an inversion, right, for higher. So that's what I'm waiting on. As you can see, came down here at open 9:30. Well, no, we came down here, and at open we had a reversal, right? Got some green candles. Now, if this wasn't so close to the open, if this wasn't exactly around 9:30, this would be exactly what I would be looking for, right? I would wait for a closure above here, and I would long targeting this high, TP1, and then the next 4-hour high for my TP2. But it was around 9:30, so didn't take anything here. So I waited. Okay, I was like, okay, cool. We're getting this reaction here, and we're inversing these gaps. We're gonna take these highs, which we did. Came up, took those highs, and we even took this next 4-hour high, right? So now, again, I'm still bullish. I wanted us to push higher throughout the day. So what I do now is, I think once I see those highs are taken, I look what gaps are available. So that's what 10. So I look what gaps we left, right? What gaps were created on the hourly. So on the 30-minute. Same gap here. Okay, so I see that there's this gap here. So what I want to see now is on the 1 minute, we come down. Where is it? Here. So what I wanted to see now was rebalance into this 30-minute gap, 30-minute and hourly gap, and see if we can get a continuation move higher, right? Because I'm bullish on the day. Wasn't really looking for reversal. Wanted to come down into this 30-minute gap, get a continuation out of it, right? Didn't get that. As you can see, you tested it. Let me see. Wait. Did we? No, we didn't get that because this was kind of did here. Okay, I must have missed it. Oh, I think I did see this, but I didn't want to chase, right? Because I'm usually a limit order type of guy. So yeah, I mean, if I took this anyway, I would have got stop break even. But ideally, this was what I was looking for, right? I think I missed that. But as you can see here, 11:10 came down, pushed through this 30-minute gap. Again, I'm looking for a reaction. I'm looking for a reaction out of the 30-minute. I believe we still had the hourly down here at let's see what time this is. At 11. Did we still have the hourly gap? We did still have the hourly gap, but ran through the hourly gap. Didn't get no reaction out of it. Actually inversed the hourly gap and kept pushing down. So kept pushing down, right? And also I didn't mention this, but the same thing where to figure out my bias, like I mark out the highs and lows where I wanted to see get swept for see reactions, right, to liquidity zones. I also do it on ES. So I didn't do it now because this whole thing's kind of confusing, but ES had a low 4-hour highs and lows which had gotten swept. I think it was around here, around this area, and there was SMT because ES had swept his London lows while NQ didn't. So from here, I was interested in longs. As you can see here, we got this inversion. Boom, inverse this area here. So I took entry on this wick, limit entry on this wick here. My stops are at these lows, and my take profit was this 5-minute, the beginning of this 5-minute gap, right? And okay, so got tapped in, move up into profit. I told myself, okay, so I didn't mention this, but before I get into the trade, I mark out where I would want to go break even, where I want to see my TP, and these are usually areas where we see rejection, right? So this was like a swing high here. So I marked this out, this area. Said, okay, once we tap into this area, I'm gonna go break even, which I did. And you can see, came back down, boom, I got hit break even. The break even actually saved me from a loss if I'd held. So this was the first break even trade. Okay, now let's look at the second trade. Okay. So second trade here. Okay, cool. So where are we? I think the first trade was off of this inversion, right? Boom, got hit break even. So cool. Now what I wanted to see was we had, okay, so after I got stopped out, right? I got the inverse here, took my position, boom, got stop break even. Price kept pushing down. Okay, price kept pushing down, came to this area, right? To where, as you can see, is like equal lows. So I was like, okay, wow, that's price is definitely gonna draw back to that area for sure. And if you look on the 4 hour, if you look on the 4 hour, let me mark this out. We had another 4 hour low right there. Go back to the 1 minute. You can see. Wait. Okay, cool. You can see that we have another 4 hour low down there. So at this point, although I'm still bullish on the day, my bias overall is bullish. This short idea was not bad, and yeah, I ended up executing on it. I'm trying to look where I had my confirmation, if it was here. I think I wanted this gap to inverse along with like a change of state delivery, right? I wanted us to close over these wicks, which we got here. So what I did was entered on this wick in the middle of this gap. Stops are up here, I think, or here. Just put it here. TP1 was these equal lows, and TP2 was this 4 hour low. Which, okay, so this is where it was like a just my mistake. I was just being, because I was bullish, and we're so much in discount. I knew that we could reverse any second with like a crazy candle. So I went stops to break even super early. So after I got in, came down, nice close, boom. And it came down here, and I was like, cool, should continue running now. We shouldn't push back to my entry. So I moved my stops to break even here. As you can see, boom, got hit break even. And this trade, actually, like I barely went into draw. It wouldn't have went into drawdown, and it hit both TPs, right? So this would have been a nice 32-point trade, but put my stops break even early, no problem, that's fine. This was what I was really waiting for, right? Those 4 hours to, okay, so yeah, let me come up with this. So yeah, this was the second break even trade. It would have been a winner, but I moved my stops to break even a bit early, I think. I'm guessing. Although I was bullish, so that's why I did it. Like I have a reason why I did it. So, you know, break even is a break even. Could have been a loss. I would have been happy if it's saving from a loss. Anyways, this is the third trade now, this winner. So, okay, boo. Let's go back on the 4 hour. Mark out that low. Okay, so it was this low. Let's mark out this one just because it might be. Okay, so bang. So this was a trade that had me break even. Where is it? Right here. Enter right here. Boom, got break even. Then it came down, took out these equal lows. Perfect. Took out this 4 hour. And everything was looking great. So what I wanted to see now was, this was what I was waiting for all day, right? I wanted us to take 4 hour low, sweep liquidity. We're in discount. I believe there was an SMT with ES. Like this was a perfect A+ trade, right? What I wanted to see was this gap inverse, right? Now we initially got the inversion here, but I didn't like how the wick it wasn't it wasn't a good close for me, right? So I waited. Then we saw this kind of chopping, moving sideways a little bit, and I said that I would get into a trade once we kind of got us like a change in state of limit, right? Once we closed above these wicks, which we did here. So as you can see, I limit entered into longs here with my stops at these lows. And my target were, so TP1 was this high right here. That was TP1. And the TP2 was up, it was actually on a 15-minute. TP2 was this right here, right? This kind of like the 50% of this fair value, 15-minute fair value gap. So it took a while, right? We were in drawdown, chopped a lot. But finally had to move up. Bang, grind it up. Really wanted to exit, but held, trusting the trade, trusting the bias. And as you can see, we inverse, came up. Boom, TP1 hit. Now, here's where I took off half here at this TP1, right? I was in with 4 cons, 4 micros, so took off 2 here, and I held 2 for this next TP, somewhere up there. So here's where I could have like basically had a bigger day. So I knew that Trump was gonna speak today. I just didn't know what time, and to be honest with you, I completely forgot while I was in this chop. Like I was not focused on like what was going on in the markets, right? Like I was watching charts, but I didn't know that the news, what was going on and whatnot. So I guess Trump started speaking around this area, right? And I saw that we're moving down. I was like, okay, cool. We're probably gonna come back into these 1-minute gaps and get a move out of it, right? So that's what I was hoping for, right? No, gotta move down, sharp move down. I think it was in this candle, cause like, okay, what's going on? I went on Twitter and I saw that Trump was just saying some things about the war and whatnot. So I waited for this inversion, and when I saw that, okay, that's probably gonna stop me break even, I just exited early here. And as you can see, we continued down, would have got break even if I held, would have got stops taken, right? So yeah, that was the second trade. Took half off up here. Could have been more, but you know, we're happy. So win is a win. So yeah, that was a trade for today. Now looking at this, there was a 4-hour low down here. This was also a good trade. I just did not, like, by this time I was already off charts, probably at the gym. But this here was a decent trade. Or even this gap, not bad either. Came down, took another 4-hour low, which was down here. Inversed. Would have had my limits somewhere right here. Stops at these lows. TP. So I probably would have got stop break even anyway for that trade, but yeah, that was it for today. First trade recap video. I'm gonna try to be consistent with these. Going into the month of October. So yeah, man, first day. On to the next.